Hello. Welcome to this Chinese Pinyin course. If you're watching this video right now, I'm guessing you might be in one of these situations. Perhaps you've just become interested in Chinese and want to learn this beautiful language. But when you see those complex characters, you think, oh my goodness, where do I even start? Or maybe you've been trying to learn Chinese for a while, but every time you see Pinyin, you feel confused. Why are there so many tones? What do these little marks actually mean? Or perhaps you want to type in Chinese, but facing your phone keyboard, you have absolutely no idea how to input Chinese characters. If any of these situations resonate with you, then congratulations, you're in the right place. First, I want to tell you something very important. Learning Pinyin, or even learning Chinese, is definitely not easy. I know that when you hear native Chinese speakers talk, those sounds seem so foreign, and some even sound exactly the same to you. Yet they tell you these are different sounds. I know you might worry. My pronunciation will never sound as standard as a native speaker. But let me tell you, that's completely okay. Just like many Chinese people have an accent when speaking English, it's perfectly normal for foreigners to have an accent when speaking Chinese. What matters is that you can express yourself clearly, and others can understand you. That's enough. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to progress. Every attempt, every practice session is making you better. All right, now let's take a look at what we'll be learning in today's lesson. In this introductory lesson, I'll share 4 important things with you. First, I'll tell you why learning Pinyin is so important, how it will help your Chinese learning journey. Second, I'll share some practical learning methods and strategies to help you learn Pinyin more efficiently. Third, I'll introduce you to the structure of the entire course, so you know what we'll be learning together next and how each lesson is designed. Finally, I'll give you a brief self-introduction so you can get to know me, your teacher. Now, let's talk about the most important question. Why learn Pinyin? I like to call Pinyin the key to Chinese characters. Let me explain what this means with some concrete examples. Imagine this scenario. You're learning new Chinese characters, and you see the 2 characters.
你好,
Without Pinyin, these 2 characters are just 2 abstract pictures to you. But with Pinyin,
你好,
you immediately know how to pronounce them. Now imagine another scenario. You encounter a Chinese character you've never seen before. What do? If you know Pinyin, you can open a dictionary, search by Pinyin, and find the character's meaning. Pinyin is like your navigation system, helping you find your way in the ocean of Chinese characters. But Pinyin's usefulness doesn't stop there. In modern life, Pinyin has a super practical function typing. Did you know? The vast majority of Chinese people use Pinyin input methods when typing on phones and computers. When you want to send a WeChat message to a Chinese friend, when you want to search for products on Taobao, when you want to leave comments on Chinese websites. All of this requires Pinyin. More importantly, Pinyin helps you train your ears and mouth. By systematically learning Pinyin, you'll start to distinguish Chinese sounds that originally sounded the same to you, and your tongue will learn how to make those unfamiliar movements. So, Pinyin truly is your first key, your first tool for learning Chinese. Master it, and you open the door to the Chinese world. Okay, now that we know how important Pinyin is, the next question is, how should we learn Pinyin? Let me first share the most important secret for learning Pinyin. Listen more, imitate more. This sounds simple, right? But it really is the most effective method. Think about how children learn to speak not by reading books, but by constantly listening and imitating. In this course, I'll demonstrate every Pinyin sound for you. I hope you won't just listen once and move on. Please pause the video, follow my mouth movements, and practice again and again. It might feel strange at first. Your mouth and tongue might feel uncomfortable. but this is completely normal. Now, I want to especially emphasize this point. Don't rush to achieve results. I've seen many students who, when they first start learning Chinese, are full of enthusiasm and want to completely master Pinyin in just 1 or 2 weeks. But when they discover their pronunciation still isn't standard enough, they feel frustrated and even want to give up. Please remember, language learning is a marathon, not a sprint. Rome wasn't built in a day, and your Chinese abilities won't become perfect overnight. Give yourself some time. Give yourself some patience. Improving a little bit each day is enough. Additionally, I want to share an important concept with you. Pinyin is important, but don't rely on it completely. This might sound contradictory, right? But let me explain. Pinyin is like phonetic symbols in English. It's a foundational tool to help you get started. But ultimately, you need to learn to recognize Chinese characters directly, rather than relying on Pinyin every time. So, in the early stages of learning, use Pinyin freely. But as you progress, gradually reduce your reliance on Pinyin and expose yourself more to actual Chinese characters. Don't push too hard at the beginning. I've seen students who start by spending 5 or 6 hours a day learning Pinyin, only to burn out after a week and completely lose interest. Learning Chinese is a long journey. Only when you find joy in learning can you persevere. So, don't turn learning into a burden. Study a little each day, enjoy the process. That's the path to long-term success. Now, let's talk about goal setting. This is something many people overlook, but it's actually very important. Before you start learning, ask yourself, why do I want to learn Pinyin? Why do I want to learn Chinese? Your answer might be, I want to communicate with Chinese friends, or I want to travel to China, or I'm very interested in Chinese culture, or my job requires Chinese. Whatever your reason is, try to transform it into a more specific, more measurable goal. For example, I want to master all Pinyin initials and finals within 3 months. I want to be able to type in Pinyin and message Chinese friends within 2 months. I want to be able to correctly pronounce any Chinese character with Pinyin after completing this course. With clear goals, you can develop corresponding learning strategies. For example, if your goal is to quickly learn typing, you can immediately practice typing on your phone after learning each Pinyin sound. If your goal is to read fluently, you can spend 15 minutes daily reading Chinese articles with Pinyin. If your goal is to understand spoken Chinese besides learning Pinyin, you also need to listen to Chinese podcasts or watch Chinese videos daily. Remember, goals should be specific, measurable, and realistic. Don't set impossible goals for yourself that will only lead to frustration. During your Pinyin learning journey, besides this course, there are also some free and practical online resources that can help you improve faster and pronounce more accurately. Let me introduce a few of my favorites. The first one is https://www.purpleculture.net/. In its Pinyin chart, you can listen to all 4 tones for each Pinyin sound. It's perfect for practicing tone accuracy and recognition. The second one is www.cchatty.com/tools/Chinese-pinyin-chart. This tool has a very clean interface, and you can click any Pinyin to instantly hear its pronunciation. Very convenient for quick practice. The third one is www.archchinese.com/Chinese_pinyi.html. It provides not only a Pinyin chart but also sample Chinese characters for each syllable, making it great for reviewing systematically. All 3 of these sites let you freely access standard Mandarin pronunciations with clear, high-quality audio. The fourth one is https://chinese.littlefox.com/n. This is a child-friendly Chinese learning site with stories and animations. a fun and relaxing way to reinforce your pinyin and vocabulary. And of course, the most important resource is still this course itself. I'll guide you through every pinyin sound in detail, explain pronunciation patterns, and provide plenty of engaging games and exercises to help you truly master them. I hope these resources make your pinyin learning journey more practical, efficient, relaxed, and fun.